I remember I was at public defender's office. Like everybody was like, "Yo, you must be anti the death penalty." I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, what's your position on death penalty? You're gonna get controversial here, but what's your position on death penalty?
Just because I'm a criminal defense attorney doesn't mean that I'm against the death penalty. I think
Agreed.
there's numerous cases that qualify for the death penalty. I mean,
Right.
just because you're either liberal, conservative, public defender, or state attorney, I think your opinions on that based on your experiences in growing up and your life experiences, not really based on whether or not you're a public defender. So, I mean, you're doing a job.
Right.
And as a defense attorney, we're doing a job in order to try to save the life of another individual. Doesn't mean I would agree with it.
Right.
Doesn't mean that the guys that sit next to me every day, I'm happy to sit next to them. But I'm doing the job, and I'm trying to make sure that their rights, and that's the underlining best idea of this, is that their fundamental constitutional rights are protected.
Right.
And that's it. And so by trying to protect their rights, it's a job like anybody else's job. You know, I might not agree with, the ultimate, decision for what my client did, or might not agree with, a jury's verdict that comes back, or I might agree with a jury's verdict come back. But as long as I can protect his rights and make sure that he got a fair trial, and he was treated properly, that's my job. So and I agree with you, Danny. There's been numerous cases that I've had that sometimes the verdicts come back and completely different than what I thought, and you win a case and you're like, what were they thinking?
Right.
And when it comes down to the death penalty, I think there's numerous cases that the death penalty is warranted. I mean, those individuals should not be in society with us because it causes a problem, I mean, where else we're going to put them?
Right. And logistically, there's a problem with the death penalty in that it takes so long for it to happen, and there's so many appeals, and people don't understand that. I get that, though. Like, if we're going to have the death penalty in place, it should be scrutinized to the max. But I don't know, what do you think on the death penalty before I move on?
I've got some weird views on this one. Number one, I'm not a fan of the death penalty in the sense how it is now. I don't think that the government should be in the business of killing anybody. But at the same time, I do think that if the family wants to do it, I think the death penalty should go like this. If a person's sentenced to death, you give the gun to the family member and say, you do it.
Yeah, but that's not realistic.
It's not, but that's just my opinion on it.
Right.
As a society, we're not ready to accept that. But I think in other countries, it is that way.